two amendments, 121 and 122. The first simply deals with overseas contingency operations. And one of the deltas that you and I would observe from, in essence, my first time in Congress to the present is a very different use of overseas contingency fundings and, frankly, a very fuzzy gray line as to what is or isn't overseas contingency funding. So all this amendment does is to ask for simple definition. It's described in the amendment itself. I won't describe it. I think it's important from two standpoints. One is accounting. I don't think we can ever get our arms around the way we do or don't spend defense funding until we, frankly, define what's defense funding and what's overseas contingency. Two, I think it's important in that definitions provide clarity, not just from a funding standpoint, but from a function standpoint as well. And finally, I'd make this point from a budgetary standpoint. This is of immense importance because if you look at overseas contingencies, for the most part, they're not offset. So in essence, really about 10% of our national debt is comprised of funding that was tied to overseas contingency operations, which I think at a third level makes it that much more important. That's the First Amendment. The Second Amendment, quite simply, is for a vote on the authorization of military force against ISIS. In essence, to bring up the President's proposal before this Congress. I would personally vote against it, but I'd like to bring it up. The reason I would do so is this. One, when I was in the Air Force Reserves, among other duties, I found myself assigned at Hickam Air Force Base, and we were retrieving from theater folks who had life-altering wounds that will impact them for the rest of their lives. And you saw the real cost of war that was borne by these folks that did not get a ticker tape parade or anything. Horrendous injuries. And whether with ISIS or other engagements, there is a profound cost to war. And accordingly, I think we need to hold that which the Founding Fathers framed for us, which was a constitutional mandate that only Congress could declare war. So we have morphed into, in essence, open-ended commitments with regard to our engagement of force around the world. Two, we're well beyond what the War Powers prescribes in terms of 60 days. We're 150 plus beyond that. Three, the President has actually laid out a proposal, whether we like it or dislike it. I think it's incumbent upon the Congress, based on our constitutional mandate, to say yay or nay. I think the Speaker, if I'm not mistaken, actually proposed saying we need to take what the President has suggested, and I think it deserves a vote. And for those different reasons, would like to offer, obviously subject to this committee's approval, that Second Amendment.